She can't see me. There.
And
Hi.
we're
Look
live.
who we have here with us.
Oh, is
Uh,
it Billy the Kid? I can't see who it is.
we have a
Oh,
kid with us. Hi, Billy.
hi, Billy. Hi, Billy. Oh, it's so great. Welcome, everybody. We are, I'm hanging out here with my dear friend, Miss Iva, with Billy the Kid. And we're going to talk to you a little bit
Hi,
about our
everyone.
upcoming amazing, fantastic, wonderful, magical, life changing one day retreat at the Dreaming Horse Ranch in West End, North Carolina.
Very thriving metropolis.
Oh my God, that was a mouthful. So, we thought that you might want to know a little bit about your facilitators. So, here we are. Um, Iva, what do you think? You want to tell them a little bit about how we connected first, and then kind of go into our backgrounds?
Yeah, so actually I think we met because Victoria found me on Facebook and she lives in Raleigh, which is like an hour and a bit from here. And she messaged me, and I was just saying to her before we got on hopped on Zoom that the reason we don't remember how we met is because it feels like we've known each other forever. I was sort of like, well, of course I already know you. But
Soul
we didn't.
sisters.
Yeah.
That's right.
So and we both did the same equine training with the Academy for Coaching with Horses, and we have so many things that are aligned, and yet we bring different strengths to. So we just thought it was going to be really powerful and wonderful to work together on a workshop. So the reason I keep moving my camera around is because I have
I knew
my
it.
goat
There he
kid
is.
here.
Oh, Billy the Kid.
He's not really a kid, um, and he keeps knocking my head. Sorry, there. Now I'm
He
in the
clearly has
picture.
something to. Iva has something to say for sure. So
Billy, would you like to speak to everyone? What do you have to say? What
look
would you
at that
say?
face. Look at that gorgeous
Wait a
face.
minute, can we get you in the focus? It's blurring the background. So, anyway, so that is how we met. And I just feel so thrilled, Victoria, to have this opportunity to get to work together. It's really amazing.
Yes,
It's
it's
amazing
very.
also to get to do something in person and not online,
That's right.
actually be with people in the space.
Yes, live and personal. Oh,
So,
you were freezing up a little bit there.
there, what do you want to add to that?
There it is. No, it's beautiful. I feel the same way about you. And when we first met, when I first came to your your land and could feel, the energy on the land, and it was just it's so powerful, right? I mean, you obviously bring your energy there in the herd as well, but the land chose you, right? Like that land was meant for you. And, I feel,
Oh, yeah, I'm learning more and more about that. And the wild beings that live here, the deer energy. I'm really like learning very deeply. I thought it was all about the herd, and the herd has come together, but it turns out that it's about the actual physical sand and the land and the deer people. So to get to do something here feels really potent. About getting into our hearts.
yeah. And I think we say it a lot. It gets, the words get thrown around a lot. And then for any of you who have not really been in the presence of very conscious animals, I mean, all animals are conscious. Not all animals choose to connect to humanity's consciousness, right? Some of them are just done. Um, you know what I mean, like wild or whatever. But for whatever reason, your herd has signed up in this lifetime to do the work to support humans, right? They're the empowered ones.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
we're we're the ones just going, teach us, right? Like they're the ones that,
Help
we
us remember. I really think it's help us remember.
yes, for sure. And to teach us that it doesn't have to be so hard.
Yeah. Do you think that one of the reasons we make it hard is because we think we're supposed to know all the answers all the time?
Oh, that is
And
one reason. Absolutely, freaking lootly. Yes. And I
right,
also
like we
believe,
just feel like,
but I believe that it's a program. I just believe it's very deep programming for us that we have
uh, yes, a
that
hundred
if it's
percent.
not hard, it's not worthwhile, right? Like it has to be
Mm,
so
mm-hmm,
hard. You got to climb up that
mm,
mountain with, 500 pounds of baggage, on your back and
mm.
sweat and, work your ass off and, all it's like all of this programming that we've and then the animals just sit there and go, lick and chew, lick and chew. I'm going to eat some hay. It's like, what's the big deal? Why are you humans making it so
Well,
hard?
well, and they do something interesting when it is hard, because it is hard sometimes. I
That's
mean,
right.
when it is hard, they all get on high alert. And it's really interesting to watch how each different personality handles that and how they look to me also. What I realized is that this whole entire property is the herd, not just the pasture.
Mhm.
So then they look to me, and then we solve the problem if I'm there, and then they go back to grazing
Right.
and they drop it. They don't hold on to a story. So our storytelling ability is like our greatest gift and our biggest difficulty.
That's right. Yeah, it's a blessing and a curse, right? It's sort of the thing, but it's also the great thing is what story do you want to tell, right? Like it's okay to talk about your past and to share your hardships and the challenges that we've had, so that we can show people where we've come from, that we weren't always so bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and sparkly and all of that, that even though maybe we were on the outside, we still dealt with mental health stuff. And I'll speak for myself, chronic anxiety and depression, and even times that I didn't even want to be here on the planet, right, in the past. And before I started to cultivate a lot of these tools and the techniques that we'll be sharing during our, one day experience.
So I think I have very little battery left on my computer, but I
Oops.
it's the only difficult to be about being outside with it.
Hmm.
But what I think is that this experience is going to be so rich because we have so many different pieces that we can draw from. Um, and we probably wouldn't be in the pasture with the herd with a big group, but they are very present, and everything that happens is right next to them. So they are definitely part of everything that we do. Um, so it's a mind, body, spirit. It's definitely you're aware of your physical self, which is, why fierce embodiment seems so appropriate. And I also think that I've just been noticing lately that people have been having really strong physical ailments because the world is so challenging. And for a lot of people, feeling the emotions is a really challenging thing. And so they don't realize that they're just stuffing it in their body. So when we talk about fierce embodiment, it's not embodying it so that you don't feel it. It's embodying it so that you actually can move through like the horses, experience it, and then let it go.
Yeah, like they say, um, feel and deal so you can heal, right? Because
Oh, I love that. Yeah.
yeah, it's all an illusion to think that, so many of my clients and students that I've worked with, they're like, "Oh, I dealt with that thing." Like people think, they dealt with it in the way they dealt with it, which is often through escapism and, maybe coping. And again, everyone's just doing with, survival. Like they're just trying to get by. And so what part of what my mission for our heart-centered empowerment, be seen and be heard, right? Heard. I love how it's be heard and heard, the herd, right? As we take people through the a portal of true presence, right? Because teaching people how to be present, I mean, we're always in the moment, in our bodies are always in the moment, but what's not always in the moment is our head, is our brain, is our mind, right? So that's the piece. The
Mm,
bodies know how to be in the bodies. It's the integration, right, of our head with our heart, with our primary vitality center, the lower dantian, as they say, the lower, middle, and upper dantian in the qigong world. And it's about, bringing all of that into coherence, right? Like that's so,
mm.
and we can say that and we can know that because we've been trained. How long, Iva, have you been? Tell us a little bit about your background and and what you feel like your primary thing is to bring to the day of our magical, fierce embodiment.
Well, first, I just want to say how much I love a portal to, did you say true presence, authentic presence?
Mhm.
I really love that. So I would say that this journey really began when I had very small children and I trained as an actor. That's my background. And I my family and I moved. My then husband was offered a job in Bermuda and we moved to Bermuda and I suddenly found myself with three small children and I realized, well, I was not ever going to do what I thought was my purpose. So I began having real anxiety attacks. Like I didn't know about that before. And through a series of events that were all very synchronistic, I met a person who became my mentor who really helped me understand this. And by the way, we did make a theater company. I did get to do theater. I just had to find my way around that. But what really happened more importantly was my connections to this whole world of people. And then once again, we moved to another place, and I seem to be partly because I was following along in someone else's dream and not having the courage, or I had three small children. So they were my purpose. But I didn't, I wasn't prepared for the fact that when you have three small children, your purpose is difficult to also pursue. So, anyway, I ended up in another state of anxiety. And I actually literally asked, I looked up at the sky crying one day and said, I actually just need help. I don't know what to do. I've never asked for help before, but I need help. And so my mentor from Bermuda said, there are these people taking a trip to Peru and I've signed you up. So I just said yes because I asked for help anyway.
Yeah.
Just to cut this short, that's where the journey began in the early 200 to in the early part of this century. I went to Peru. It became a long journey. I became initiated. At the same time, horses came back into my life, and I realized that my mission is really to take the teachings from my initiations in Peru. And we made a movie about Peru, and I did a TED talk about Peru and blah 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 about the teachings. But my mission is really to merge the two, to understand that the mind and the heart together is a deep teaching from all over the world. And as you say, it's a real thing and it will save us if we allow it to. And the horses and the herd are how I bring that teaching into the world. So
Ah, that's so amazing. And you're so close to me, and that makes me so happy.
I know
So it's so
we're
wonderful. And
so
I
close.
mean, I had been praying for you, right? Like I didn't know it was you, but now I know it's you who I was praying
I,
for sisterhood. A big part of my healing in this lifetime is really, I've always been the one that did it all by herself, and like you were saying, asking for
mm,
help has always been very hard for me because I was just that independent woman. I didn't need anybody, all that the tapes and the stories that we tell ourselves. And it was really wasn't until this last couple year or two that I've been calling in my soul sisters, and you're part of that
mm,
team. And
I
I'm
love that.
so
It's
grateful.
my great honor. Lucky me.
Yeah, lucky you and lucky me, right? Both of us. So now you and I get together and we have this beautiful symbiotic relationship. I think we have a really beautiful balance of our energies and our experiences that we have. I've been facilitating transformation for divine souls for over 25 years, right?
Mm,
So you and we're coming together, we're bringing the magic, and we're inviting you all who are watching to come and join us, right? On this beautiful day. It'll be outside. There is a teepee that we'll be in. I mean, depending on what the weather's like, I'm sure it'll be beautiful and amazing because we will, it'll be exactly as it's supposed to be. The whole herd will be with us. So Iva has three horses. Tell us their names again. Three horses and three donkeys.
and Billy the Kid, the wild goat from
And
Hawaii.
Billy the kid, the wild.
They are Gus, Yellowbird, and Bella are the three horses, and the donkeys are Olivia, Buddy, and Debbie. And Billy the Kid is Billy the Kid, but he's not a kid.
And your puppers as well, right? So we,
Oh yes, and three poodles.
the three prancy, they all bring a different spark and energy and healing to the space. So even if they're not out with us, they'll be in the space, of the energy. And so we do have a plan for the day, but also we're very intuitive and we're going to tap into as people start to sign up for the day. We will be tapping into people's energies and we will maybe be tweaking things a little bit, but basically it will be a nice balance between movement, conscious movement, whether it be a little bit of yoga, and everything's going to be all levels, for all body types, some qigong, um, and group sharing and maybe some group coaching and meditation and what else, Iva? What am I missing? Oh, writing and some write. Iva's specialty is
We
she's a fabulous writer. So
writing, I think, because it is in this format a really amazing way to be seen and to share. So I think a big aspect of this is community and coming together in community because I think
yes,
the world is challenging and part of I'm walking in to plug my computer in, my iPad in while we're talking, but I think um I think that really what we'll be focusing on is how to really start beginning to develop inner harmony when the world is so jangly and difficult. And we each bring different pieces to that, but that is what you will get in this day is some tools, a community, and a day of deep peacefulness and um, creativity and restored. It's, I think, restorative.
yeah, and really coming back to self, because so often we're looking outside of ourselves, right, for the
Mm.
solution to the problem. The problem. What if there isn't a problem? What if the problem is the lack of connection to self through source, right? So you are
Mm.
God, you are the universe, right? We are each other, and which is why we can recognize, the good and the bad in all of it. And so what if we started, you know, acknowledging and realizing that it's really our lack of connection to self, our own self, which is when you connect into self, your higher self, that part of you that is all knowing, all loving, and non judging, that you are connected directly to source, right? So when we're connected to source, it's
Hmm.
sort of like when you walk into your house or your room with the lights off, it's dark, right? But the potential to turn that switch on is always there, right? So you turn the switch on and then the lights come on. So our connection to source. Oh, look who we get. Hi, kitty.
Oh, we didn't talk about Samantha the kitty.
Oh, Samantha. Hello. Hi, pretty. Oh my goodness. So many amazing creatures and critters and sentient beings that we will be spending time with. And I'm so excited. Oh, and don't forget, we will have a delicious vegetarian lunch provided for you as well. Yeah. Made with
Yes,
love.
gluten free, all the
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Yes, that. And so I think that all of this, like connecting to self, creating community, tools for inner harmony and resilience, and ways to navigate, along with input from the more than human world, the land, and all of these other than human beings. Um, the Toltecs talk about, and Teotihuacan, they talk about, which is a place I've studied a lot. They and facilitated a lot. They talk about creating heaven on earth.
Yes.
And actually, it's a choice. And we're at this amazing time in human evolvement that we can, it doesn't look like it. I know it doesn't look like it out there, but actually, according to every indigenous culture in the world, this is the time that we can come together and make that choice. So this our coming together in April is an offering towards one approach to that.
Well, that's beautiful. I think on that, it can be a wrap there. I think we've covered everything. Iva and I are both available for questions, wherever you're seeing this, whether it be from one of our newsletters or on social media, but wherever it is, more information on how to register or be a part with us will be connected to this video, right? So we won't talk a lot about that, but it'll be there. Again, I'm happy to get on a quick call or a Zoom with anybody, and I'm sure Ivo is as
Me
well.
too.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
it's, if you're like, I'm not sure if this is for me and you want to learn more about it, we are very accessible like that because we want to make sure it's the right thing for you. So if it feels right, if it feels light, you're going to know. You're just going to have that inner knowing. It's just going to be like, yes, I have to be here no matter what. Even if you have something else planned on that day, just reschedule it. It doesn't matter, right? This is going to be the most important thing to be and do. And who knows when we'll do it again. So, right? And Samantha says, yes,
Right. And yes, exactly.
choose
Because
it.
I just want to say that I don't actually very often have groups of people come here because it's a big ordeal for the energy field. So much of the work that we do is online. So I am thrilled to be able to offer this and hope that you want to join us.
See you
There's
on
a
the
little bird
ranch.
pecking at us.
Oh
Yeah,
my goodness. More
on Dreaming
more
Horse Ranch.
validation of more creatures coming in saying, choose this. This is going to be amazing. And it's going to be a very small group, right? Like we're not looking to have a big group here. So we'll figure
No,
out what the
no.
cap, maybe 10 or 11 at the most. So it'll be, you'll have yeah, it'll be a nice, beautiful experience in connection and all of that. So we love you. We hope you choose to join us if it feels right and it feels light. And we'll see you on the flip side.
Okay. Bye. Bye.
Bye.